BBN Fan Show. I'm Big Mike here with my co-host, my man BC. What's going on with you, brother?
What's good, Big Mike? What's happening?
Man, just it's done got cold here, and
Man,
we freaking out, bro. Yeah,
cold.
man. Yeah,
What's
it's done got
cold? What, 80, 85?
no, man. I think it's 55 right now, bro.
Man, it's
That's
cold here.
say it's a little bit colder there where you at.
Snow,
No, we
cold,
no
everything.
we don't do that stuff.
Yeah,
Hopefully we
it was
don't.
3 degrees this morning.
And it rained yesterday, so the rain brought in a lot of cold weather and stuff. And
Oh, it
the
rained over
Saudis,
there?
yeah, it rained. Yeah, it this is I
Really?
guess what they call the short rainy season, which is very very short. But the Saudis was happy, man. They was outside walking in the rain, man. I'm like, what y'all doing,
Really?
man?
They just
Yeah.
chilling.
They're like, man, I'm like, we don't do that around here. So I waited inside the building for 30 minutes just for it to calm down raining. I'm like, I'm not walking out there in that rain.
Man, you
I said,
supposed to walk in the rain, man. I tell you what, you can buy a bunch of umbrellas and make a lot of money.
bro, I don't even know. Well, it don't rain that much. It definitely don't rain that much. That's for sure. But the weather's getting cold over. I didn't even walk this morning because it was a little too cold outside and wet.
Cold, that's
So
funny.
and
Y'all
but
talk about cold 55.
the but the
Yeah.
downside of when it rains over here because of all the dirt or the sand and everything in the air,
Hmm.
it everybody's cars is filthy, like unbelievably dirty. Just imagine just a truck out riding through the mud all day long. The rain catches the
Right.
all the dirt and stuff in the air and it falls on your car. It makes it rain dirt. Really, it really, really does. So
Wow.
it's kind of crazy and everything. But man, it's good to be back here on a Monday night as well. I make sure that I don't forget this right here before I actually get started. Tonight's show is being brought to you by um, Color Creators. Message or call Color Creators at 859-270-9488 for any and all of your painting, stains, and pressure washing needs. They take the pain out of painting. So give those guys a call. Tell them that you saw it on the show. And those guys, they get free estimates and they will take care of you. So we appreciate them for being a sponsor of the show. So thank you guys. BC,
What's
we
up?
we won a basketball game a couple of days ago. I
Yes,
haven't
sir.
gotten your take. Uh, your boy J Lo played decent in the ball game. He put up 13 points in that ball game.
Hmm.
But I think it's safe to say that everyone is pretty happy about Mo D coming back and what Mo. I don't think we. That's just my thoughts, but I don't think we win that ball game without him in the ball game at night. And BG played good too. What's your thoughts on that ball game, brother?
Man, got win, Big Mike. Win,
Yeah,
a win is always a confidence booster.
yeah,
When you get a win, when you get the W, you feel good.
yeah.
It's Indiana is they're not they're not a good basketball team. It hurt a lot when their best player went out.
Yeah,
He was in foul trouble, got 4 fouls there, and they just went downhill. They was playing pretty good all the way up to there, and then I think they kind of lost momentum when he went out. But
yeah,
we got a win, and we got to keep up that momentum and the way we played against Indiana. We got to play good against these good teams coming up. We got
absolutely.
St. John's Saturday, then we got one more cupcake,
Yeah,
and then we go into the SEC play Alabama. I would love to see us beat St. John's and then beat this cupcake team, then go in the SEC play and beat Alabama. And that would be
yeah.
like a 4 game winning streak. Then I can say we're improving.
Okay. BG, even though for me, even though Mo D gets the game ball, I think
Mhm.
that's obvious. I wanted to see how Garrison was going to respond in this ball game, and while his points and his rebounds don't reflect anything that's going to jump off the page, I think the energy that he brought that night. First of all, he said, "Hey man, Coach Pope is not playing, so he's on something there." But
Mhm.
for me, I wanted to see how BG was going to respond, and I think BG responded very well, very very good in this ball game. And you know, I get it, and I heard what you said about Indiana. Indiana's not a great team, and I did a video not based off whether Indiana was a good team or not. I based it off whether Kentucky really wanted to win that ball game or not. Because even though Indiana's Wilkinson went out, um, you know that did change them when he wasn't on the floor. But at the end of the day, I wasn't sure what version of Kentucky was we going to get, and was we going to get a team that was like, well, we're down. We've already been down in 4 games already. If we lose, it's just another game. So I admire our guys for fighting, and I think everyone, as you saw, Coach Pope looked like he actually shortened his rotation against Indiana. And if you look at everybody who played, everybody came off the bench from Cam to Jasper didn't play a lot of minutes. Jelovich didn't even, I don't think he played at all that ball game. So I'm not sure if he was sick or not. But everyone who came off the bench that night, I really feel like those guys came in. And one thing about Williams is he did. You know what? He's one of those guys. He scored. I think he scored 10, 12 points in the ball game, something like that.
Mhm.
I might be off by a couple of points, but he came in with his defensive energy. Now I was upset with Williams when he got the ball down low and he missed the layup. He got the rebound and put it back up, but he got fouled. Those are the kind of plays that we seen while he was at Tulane. Like those are like you got to put that on somebody's head, Williams. You can't and get an and one. I also want to talk about BC. What's your even though we got these guys in foul trouble, what's your thoughts on us just taking the ball to the rim hard and causing it and putting the pressure on them to foul us? And we didn't settle for the 3 pointers.
Well, like I was saying earlier, we got St. John's coming up,
Yeah,
and then we got Alabama coming up in the SEC play. We got to do that against those teams.
yeah.
Indiana, they're not a very good basketball team. And, I always tell you, I measure our success on playing and beating the real good teams.
They're gonna make the
But
tournament though,
but yeah, they should make the tournament.
but they're not
But
a threat though to win it though.
nah,
Yeah, yeah,
no, they're not in the top 25.
yeah,
Uh, but they're a Division 1 school.
yeah,
Like I said, it's a win and it's a rivalry. Even though we haven't played them in years, they still a rivalry. It's
yeah,
cousin state,
yeah, yeah,
so we
yeah, yeah.
always want to win that game. But like I said, still I still stick to the script bit, Mike. By Christmas going into SEC, we go out and handle St. John's
Yeah.
and have the same intensity that we had second half. If we played a good team, even though we got the win, if we played a good team and played like we did Saturday, we wouldn't have won. Just being, honest. But second half was way better. If we play with that same intensity going into St. John's, which I think we play in Atlanta,
Yeah.
and
Camp Battle.
then to go blow this cupcake team out of the water and then go into Alabama and beat them,
Yeah.
that would be improvement.
Yeah. And I need, you and I, we're both on the same page when it comes to that. Like, we need to be able to see these guys go in and duplicate. Like, when are we going to put together a whole 40-minute ball game? Okay, you're
Mhm,
not going to put together a whole 40-minute ball game. Give me 32. Give me 32 to 35 minutes of a really really good ball game. I
mhm.
mean, all teams kind of, because it's about runs. So those extra minutes that we're not playing our best basketball because the other team may go on a run. But overall, can we find a way to consistently overcome our flaws? And our flaws are, well, we didn't shoot the three good at all that night. We missed free throws like it was the new trend. So those are the kind of things when you get into games like St. John's, who's a well, let's look at St. John's for a second. When
Mm-hmm.
the season started, St. John's was up there with the elite of being a national contender.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they're still not a national contender, but this point in the year before Christmas, and these guys are already what at 17, unless they moved up. I haven't seen the new rankings today because I just woke up. So unless they moved up from 17, no one looked at St. John's as being the 17 best team in the nation, but even before Christmas. So and then no one really thought Kentucky was even going to be completely like we're so far out of the top 25, which I'm okay with that. I'm not arguing, but you know, this game is a game that we absolutely need to win. It's critical because if we can win this, it's a great feel good win. It's a good quality win. But then we get to go follow up with a little cupcake, good a good feel good win against Bellarmine. So now you got these three wins, even though Bellarmine's we don't really it is what it is. But we still look at it as a win, and we get to go into Alabama, as you said, with a chance to go 4-0 in the last four games. Yeah.
Well, St. John's, that their struggle is their bench. That's where they struggle. They're not very deep,
Okay.
but I always say when you're productive, that's when you're deep. You can
Yeah.
have you can play 12 players, but if only 3 or 4 is productive, you're not deep.
Yeah.
The other guys just coming in just making the teams even on the floor. But
So St.
but
John's
that's
is.
like
So I'm sorry, BT. My fault. I just
mhm.
saw this. My fault. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother.
Oh, you good.
So St. John's is they failed to 22 in top 22. I mean, in top 25. So
Yeah. They
yeah,
just their bench.
yeah,
They struggle with their bench and them having a productive bench. But if St. John's is capable of being beat.
yeah,
Right now where we at Kentucky. Right now where we at, it's like we got a whole lot of improvement. Our defense is still not good. Our
yeah,
offense is still not good. Now,
yeah,
playing Alabama, that's another scale. When we
yeah,
go into SEC play, we play Alabama. Then we play like Arkansas. Arkansas is like a contender for a national title.
yeah,
I don't know if you saw them play, but
yeah,
those guys, that's another level. I'm talking
yeah. Those
about
guys.
you. If you're not guarding those guys, they're gonna beat you by 20.
Yes, they will.
And
Yeah,
same way with Alabama and
yeah,
Auburn has real good guard play. So when we get into SEC play, that's when we're going to see where our defense has to be 10 times better. Our offense has to be better. Our offense, if anything's going to lack, I don't want it to be defense. I have always said that, Big
yeah.
Mike. If we can stop teams, you can always be in the game. But when we go into SEC play, that's when, teams like Florida, Arkansas, which Arkansas and Florida is probably the best teams in the SEC. Then along with Alabama and Auburn, those teams that have good guard play, Texas A&M and teams like that.
Florida's not doing too good this year, man.
It's expectations. When you have high expectations and a lot of people will say, "Oh, you're not doing good." Florida
Yeah,
will be better come tournament time, but they don't have like the top notch guards, of course, as they had last year. They
and
lost a lot there.
and
Boogie Flynn
yes,
came over, but they'll
yeah,
be good.
yeah.
They'll be good come tournament time. Beatable, but they'll be better. I think we'll be better come tournament time. We just
Well,
gotta
yeah.
pick up, on our defense, man.
I do. Um, I wonder why Jasper didn't play a lot of minutes against Indiana. You know, we was really happy that Jasper was able to put up his career high 22 points against North Carolina Central.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, is he just a young man that is playing with men and it hasn't clicked yet? I look. I know that you say one thing about Jasper. The one thing
Mm-hmm.
that your narrative about Jasper is, and you stuck to this all year, is that he needs a lot more minutes. But is he a liability if he's out there? I mean, he ain't necessarily scoring at a high level. And if he's not playing defense, then what can Jasper bring you? I mean, we can force feed him 30 minutes of ball game, but if it ain't working, it ain't working. So
Well,
so what's the answer?
well, you definitely got to play defense, especially
Yeah,
in my mindset. But it's like I said before, man. He's a kid that he needs about 30 minutes a game, but he's not going to get that in the UK uniform. But he's the
not this
type of
year
guy
anyway.
that he's a volume type guy.
Okay,
The more he's out there, the more he's playing, the more he's going, the better he's going to be. Right now, he's in a situation where they he's more worried about making a mistake and then coming
yeah.
over and sit down on the bench, and he don't know how long he's going to be there and can't get in the rhythm, can't get going versus playing, you know, with not having that in the mindset. That's what I think.
So are you going out on the limb to call Coach Pope and telling him that he don't know what he's doing and that he needs to play Jasper a lot more minutes so Jasper can get in that rhythm? And if so, and if you're going to do that, and if Flo's going to be back in the lineup,
Mm-hmm.
even if he is coming off the bench, are you going to tell who you going to tell your minutes is about to drop drastically just so Jasper can get into a rhythm.
Well,
I
first
don't
of
I don't
all, I'm
I don't,
not
I don't
going
know
to
you can
tell
sit
Coach.
down.
I'm not going to tell Coach Pope that he did nothing. That's why he get paid millions, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm just saying from you know from my standpoint of
Yeah.
if you want this guy to be successful, he has to play more minutes.
Okay.
Now he's not going to get that at Kentucky right now. So because some guys they have to be in the game, they got to be going. You look at other like a Reed Shepard.
Yeah.
Reed Shepard, his thing was he could come out and play 15 minutes and be effective because of on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And as you see in NBA, he's like done went to another level
Yeah.
because he has improved that much. But Jasper is a guy that he's needs more minutes. If I tell you this, if Jasper played under Kyle Perry by the end of the season, going into tournament time, he'll be 10 times better. It's
So
just
are you
different
once this
coach. It's just different system. Not saying
okay.
anything about Mark Pope. It's different coaches, different
Yeah.
systems. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not throwing Mark Pope under the bus or
Yeah.
putting Cal up here. As you know, with point guards under Cal Perry, they got better and better at the end of the year.
Most of them did.
Yeah, the guys that was,
Yeah, yeah.
good players,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they got
Yeah, yeah.
better. If they wanted to work hard,
Yeah.
they got better.
Yeah.
But I think that he just has to play more. But with this system and it's just
Well, is it so? I mean, we're not at Christmas yet. Or is it time to shorten to drastically shorten the rotation and make sure he's somewhere in it? Because I mean, we still got a lot of basketball to go, and we don't really know. I mean, look, if JQ comes back, we know he's not gonna come back to start playing 20 minutes of ball game. Most likely.
mhm.
I mean, I'm not the coach and I'm not the doctor, so I can't say whether he will do that or not. But you still got to find minutes for Cam. I still think even though Cam's shot is not falling, I still think his defensive presence on the floor, his big body, is can still help us. Aberdeen, he's up and down, but I think his defense is still can help us. So when you start looking at all this, and Otega, when he wants to show up, and when BG brings energy, but then you got having Low on the floor, I just think it changes the dynamics of our offense as far as it's not stagnant. We might not be hitting our shots, but it looks like we have more energy when Jalen Lowe is on the floor running. We saw this weekend that Chandler only played a few minutes in this ball game. He wasn't on the floor very much at all, like he's been. So it's just kind of like at what point I is it going to take halfway through the SEC play before we really realize what group of guys play best together, or can we hurry this up and figure out which group? Can we look at the numbers? This is BC. This is the time when we need to look when Coach Pope and his staff needs to go over to the analytics part of it. It says which one, what lineup does the best for us on the floor.
That's why I said it's very confusing, Mike. It's like it's been one of those years. I never seen a year like this. Because here's why.
Yeah.
When we haven't beat a good basketball team yet, just being honest.
Yeah.
You know what you got when you playing good teams. That's when you know. You know what you have when you play the good teams. When we play the Michigan State, the Louisvilles, when we getting ready to go play the Alabamas, the Floridas, the Arkansas, the Auburns, that's when you know what you got. The problem is with our team this year, when we play good teams, we lay an egg.
Yes.
So when you're playing good teams and you lay an egg, you're like, how am I gonna know about rotation? How am I gonna know what I got? Then when you're playing bad teams and everybody's playing good, you're like, so it's like, what we do? Yeah. We haven't been a good team. If we go out and we beat St. John's, who is, like I said, we can beat them. If we go out and beat Alabama, who is going to be favored, we go out and beat Alabama, and we can beat Arkansas, and we can beat Auburn, and we can beat a Florida. Now you start to see, okay, I know who's going to be ready to play. I know who my rotation is. You can't, if you are a varsity team and you beating 8th graders, you can't tell who's going to be your guys. Then when you play varsity teams, you're losing.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it's a confusing year. It's tough until we beat a good team. We never went like this where we haven't beat a good team.
Yep.
Last year we beat Duke, and Mark Pope had a successful year last year. We beat more top 25 teams than anybody in the country.
Yep.
So we knew what we had, but we was plagued by injuries. This year we don't know. We don't know. That's what's tough about it. We don't know. Put it like this. I don't know.
Man, BC, that's tough to follow, man.
No, it's just.
But I'm gonna follow. But
give me something.
But you know, Big Mike, I'm gonna follow it. Okay, I'm gonna follow with that. Is it okay with you?
Hey, give me something, man. Let me know something. I want to know.
Hey guys, hey, BC said his telling us that we ain't about nothing, boy.
No, I didn't.
He said it's almost Christmas and we don't know who we are.
What
are we doing, man? Like what we doing, cats? BC, I'm breaking down to you like.
Hold on one second. Let me ask you something before you come in.
Yeah.
If I ask you, Big Mike, what's our DNA? What are we? Are we a 3-point shoot team? Are we a defensive team? Lock the other opponent down? Are we a go inside, dominate the post? Are we a perimeter team? What kind of team are we? If I'm asking you right now, what kind of team are we? What's our identity? What's our DNA?
Hey, I gotta mute my own. I gotta mute my own mic tonight. Man. I gotta get a little bit. That's a hard question, BC. Hey, matter of fact, I want to see if you guys could.
That's why I'm saying I'm confused. It's never been like this at Kentucky.
It hasn't.
As
So what do
far
you
as I
guys? I
know.
mean, I'll let you guys answer that question. What is our DNA? What is our identity? What are we known for this year so far? It ain't hitting free throws down the stretch. It ain't hitting free throws throughout the game. It ain't. I mean, we rebounded better, but that was against Indiana.
We don't do nothing good
And that, you know what? I hate to say this. I agree with BC. Unless somebody can prove we have an average team right
right
now.
now.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
now.
right now,
I'm
Carl.
saying right
Absolutely,
now.
Carl. Yeah, yeah, right now. He said that, and that's the key word, right now. But at what
Yes.
point? But how long is it going to take before we start realizing or trying to figure out who we are as a team? Um, I don't think we would know. Polygraph says, I don't think we would know until JQ comes back. But Polygraph, let me ask you a question then, big guy. Why do we gotta wait for him to come back? Are you telling me that this is he's gonna be so good that it's just gonna change the dynamics of our team overnight? Or is this who we are? You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the upside of what it is. We can go back and once again we can talk about who Indiana is or who Indiana is not. But in reality, we could have lost, even with Wilkerson in foul trouble, we still could have lost that ball game if we played the way that we played coming into this ball game. That game was still losable. So we in a sense we willed ourselves to be able to win that ball game. Now I know that sucks. I know that's not ideal, especially when you play a team like Indiana, who is supposedly not very good, and you got to try to will yourself to beat those guys. And those guys are not even contenders, for really, if you really be honest, that they're not really contenders for a national championship. So what does it look like? What does it look like when we got to play Alabama in January for our first SEC game? It's going to be scary because that could be, I hate to say this, but it could be young men against the old men, which is Kentucky, and the old guys just run us off the court. I don't know, but I mean that's something to definitely that's something definitely to that I will ponder on today at work, and I promise you I won't get your answer. Okay?
And but Mike, that's why like
Yeah,
those teams, that's why I always talk about the defense.
yeah,
Those teams like Alabama and Arkansas and
yeah,
those teams, they got guys that are studs that are can take you off the dribble, make hard shots. They
yeah,
got some ballers over there.
yeah.
And if you're not good defensively, it's not going to be a good game.
And that is what that's
In
what we talked
Tennessee
about.
and
Yeah, that's what we talked about a couple of shows ago. As far as we thought Ortega was going to be that guy, but we don't have. Mark Pope is not bringing in those guys for whatever reason. JMI recruiting, whatever you want to say. Coach Pope is not bringing in those guys that are at that caliber. And how do you compete if you just continue to bring in quality players, but all of them, they all know their role, and their role is not to be that dude like you see it at these other schools. We're not getting those high caliber players that these other schools are getting. So if that's the case, is UK for the next few years, are we just in a situation where let's just try to hold on. Let's just see if we can make the tournament for 8 or 9 seed, 10 seed. Oh, is that where Kentucky's going to be at moving forward in the future? If if we can't compete on that level of recruiting, now I'm not going to talk recruiting tonight because that's what Jimmy and Leah does. But I mean, it's not like we're gonna. Nobody's walking through the door this year and says, "Coach, I'm on the team for the rest of the year." JQ can show up, and I hope that, as someone mentioned earlier, it changes how teams will have to guard it because of who JQ is. But I mean, until we see JQ out there, because you got to be honest, once you have a major injury like that, you still, even when you get live game time, you still are going to test to see really what your boundaries are because it's different than practice. So it's like, who is JQ? Sometimes people don't actually get mentally the same way they was before their injury because I don't want to get hurt again. So we still got a lot of unanswered questions, and we're 2 weeks away from Christmas, or a week away from Christmas, whatever, and we don't know who we are as an identity, and that's the part that a lot of people are like, well, who are we and what are we about?
Yeah, it's getting close to Christmas, and I don't
Yeah,
know. I usually tell you, hey, I know what we're gonna be like by Christmas. Which
yeah,
you know, the thing with Otega is playing same basketball he was last year.
yeah,
I think the expectation of what a lot of times when you see Otega had a game against 2 games against Oklahoma where he
yeah,
came out and the buzzer
yeah,
took us home. And I think that right there took it to another level. It took everything took it to another level. But he's playing steady as he was last year.
yeah. He just as you mentioned early in the summer, before the season even got started, teams know who he is now,
Yeah.
and now teams are locked in, and now teams are locked in. No one expected Chandler to come out and have the year that he's having so early.
Mhm.
So now teams are locking in on him too, and he didn't have a good game
Well,
um, against Indiana.
team when teams are gonna say just make him put it on the floor,
Yeah,
and it might be a 4 point game if that for him.
yeah,
He just I think he's way more talented than I think he's got this Steph Curry syndrome. He wants to live out there and shoot threes.
okay.
I,
I'm
I
sorry,
think
what
it's
player?
I think it's the
I'm
way
sorry,
our
what player was
system.
that? I'm sorry, what player is
I was
that?
talking about Colin.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's pretty much the way Mark Post's system is. I think it's uh, I think if Mark Pope had 3 Steph Currys and about 2 Clay Thompsons and Dirk, Nowitzki,
yeah,
I think we would have a really great team because those guys can shoot 3 pointers.
yeah.
And
And
I
that fits
think,
his system.
yeah, I think that's the system that he's like I said, it's like a former BYU said. BYU's not like that no more. I think
Yeah,
it's a former BYU why he was their system,
yeah.
and it has to change if you want to get if you want to shoot threes. Mark Pope's the guy that you want to play for.
Okay. I'm gonna
But
put up his.
because like I
Yeah,
said, want to shoot a lot of threes. Teams are going to drive us off those threes.
yeah.
That's what's going to happen when you come in and play Kentucky. Teams are going, and it's can you score mid range or can you get to the bucket? But teams are going to drive guys like Chandler. They giving Oway the shot, and he's been knocking them down. And and Noah, they're going to
Yeah,
drive him, and Cam
yeah,
Williams, they're going to drive those guys off three.
yeah, yeah. I'm still, Cam is right now. I think if you had to say who's our biggest mystery player, I'm probably have to go with Cam right now because
Mhm.
I Cam, he has those spurts. He hasn't had a full game where he's just been like dominant. We haven't saw that yet. That we was really hoping that we would see. I'm wondering how long is it going to take for something special to happen for him. I mean, he's had some games where he got some good putback dunks or he hit a three or whatever. But I'm not sure. Is you think the game is in his head right now and it's stopping him from playing? The way he's most likely capable of playing.
Well, a lot of kids these days, man, they don't think that you can score off a mid range jumper or a layup. It's get behind the arc. They
Yeah,
want to shoot the threes, man. They want to shoot the threes. Sometimes you gotta, hey, if you get 2 looks and not going down, put the ball on the floor
yeah.
and pull up mid range and get a foul, get to the free throw where you can see the ball going in the hole. Then those shots out there start, the basket start getting getting bigger.
Well, we got. I mean, and isn't that? I mean, it's. I think the players have to do that. I mean, like the players, they have to have that awareness that says my shot's not falling. But isn't that coach's job to say, dude, you're not hitting the threes right now. stop shooting threes and get to the basket. When do we is that one of those things where we look at it and we say this is 50-50 on the player and on the coach itself that that this kind of falls on, or is this falls on the coach when the coach should stand up and says, you, and this is for not just for Cam, but for any of the players, and the ball is not dropping. Um, when do we get away from that? You got to shoot yourself out of a slump. When do we get out of that statement and says your shot's not falling? Go to the rim, get the guys in foul trouble, get to the line, see the ball go through the hoop with a, you know what I'm saying, with a layup. And I think our guys are settling so much for threes, and our coach is not changing that because, as you said, that's his system. So why would I change it for? Oh, you gonna shoot up a three today? All right, cool. Let's get back down court. Let's play some defense. Come back down. Let's try it again. I mean, at at some point, Coach Pope has got to say, you and you and you, you don't shoot threes right now. You go to the basket.
Well, it's everything you said, Mike. I think it's 50-50. But I don't know. Maybe Mark Pope is like, I want you to shoot threes. We know he won't. He It's been said he wants to shoot 33s a game. Maybe like I said, that's his system. But it's not like don't ever shoot a three. It's just you want to shoot high percentage threes. That's why I always say we need that Karl Anthony Towns. We need that low post presence where you can draw a double team, and then you getting guys like Cam, you getting guys
Yeah,
like Noah, you getting guys like Colin.
yeah,
These guys shoot 50%. Colin shooting what 45%
yeah,
from the 3-pointer when it's high percentage. So
yeah,
is Noah when it's high percentage. So when you have a presence like that, you can kick it out and these guys can get wide open shots. That's why it's critical to have that inside presence. I think J Lo can bring a lot of that too. Also driving, getting to the paint and dishing shots, dishing passes out to get those wide open shots to draw the defense. It's just I hope he, is be a good passer and not make turnovers because teams we're going to be playing coming up are way better defensively than Indiana. But that right there is basketball. It's simple.
yeah,
So that's like JQ coming back. If he's what people say he is and he can draw a double down on the block,
yeah,
you get high percentage shots. High percentage shots is uncontested shots out there where a guy might be coming trying to shoot, but you wide open. It's like
yeah.
shooting in warm-ups. And
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
that's the shots that our guys gotta have.
Well, will you think Coach Pope would change his system, or is that just, or is he the kind of coach that's going to live with it? That, like, I believe in the system with all my heart, and even if I don't have the players to run this system, I'm still going to run this system. Does it? Doesn't that make you a very smart coach when you can adjust your offense to fit the players that you have? Now, I know that coaches want to go out. When you look at certain coaches, they go out and they get the big time point guards because that's their system. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
and it works for them. But isn't a good sign of a good coach is like, even though I bring these guys in to do a system, if the system ain't working once we get into it, I gotta have a backup plan to fit the players that I have. And I don't think Coach Pope is doing that yet, especially if he's preaching 33s a ball game and we don't have the guys to knock down 15 15 threes a ball game. You can shoot 30, but I mean, we're not knocking them down at a high consistency rate to justify keeping the offense where let's see how many threes we can shoot a ball game. It's not working. And you ask yourself, how much longer does he keep this up? Or do we just continue as fans have to hear we'll get it fixed. We got to play harder. Well, how about we just start shooting less threes and forcing people to take the ball to the rim? Now, I'm not the smartest cat on the block. I get that. I understand it. And people can tell me that I'm wrong. But if something's not working, you got to make the changes. You just do. And I don't think Coach Pope is doing that because we're still relying on the 3-point ball when we don't need to. When you got a Chandler who can get to the rim, who you got a Ortega who's these last two games have been getting more aggressive going downhill to the rim. If you get JQ back, JQ's gonna go to the rim as well too. I think Cam is good when he goes to the rim. I think he's big. I think he's physical, but it's just a matter of why is it that we gotta continue to just feel like we gotta settle for the three ball just to just to feel relevant. I mean, when it hits, great, that's awesome. But with the air balls and with jealous shooting air balls, and we're just you know we're just not where we need to be at, and it's nothing seems we've seen. It's a broken record. We keep playing the same record over and over, but we don't fix the scratch on the record. So therefore, every time it's going to get that same skip every single time. And you guys is old enough to know
Vinyl.
what the vinyl is. You guys know what it's like when you get a scratch on. I do, I do, I
Yeah,
do, I do.
it's
You
like
know what
the
I'm saying?
worst
So
thing ever.
yeah, I know, right? So you got to put that nickel on it, so it's a little head, so it's a little weight on it. I mean, but yeah, BC. I mean, it's going to be a broken record all year, unless Coach Pope decides that this ain't working. All my smart guys, who I think is smart, who I brought on board, how do we fix this?
Yeah, if you shoot 33s, you better hit at least 12 of them. But
Yeah,
man, I don't know, man. That's why I say it's a confusing year, and we would know more. We would know even more coming up. We have seen why we at this point
yeah,
with playing, teams like Michigan State, Louisville, and Gonzaga and Carolina, what they did,
yeah,
but we'll know even more coming up to see if we're trending up or if we still trending down. So we'll know in the Indiana, it was a win. It's a start. It's taking a step.
yeah.
So we'll
Just
know you know about your team when your back's against the wall and you're playing against the tough guys that you gotta if the SEC is not like it was last year,
yeah.
but it's some teams that if we're not playing defense, it ain't gonna be good.
It ain't. HT HT 8440 made a comment, and I want to see if you can comment on it. The comment was, "This team hasn't got the talent to run with the big dogs. Period. Coach or no coach, this team is like watching a Division 2 or even 3." What's your that's a hard statement.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on it? You may put it back up again? Are you good?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah. What's your
Um,
thoughts on that, man?
we don't we don't have what we used to get in the past,
Okay.
like the McDonald's All Americans.
Yeah.
A lot of people call them one and duns.
Yeah.
This I think what under Mark Pope's system and what he's here. I don't think that you'll ever. And I hope I'm wrong. I don't think that you'll ever get a Reed Shepard, a SGA, a uh Mary, or all these guys that are in the NBA that
Yeah.
are all stars, that are the top players on the team, the Tyler Heroes, and you go. I don't think you'll ever get that from Mark Pope. It's just me. Uh Mark Pope, when he came to Kentucky and he was at BYU, he wasn't really proven. He hasn't really won nothing.
Yeah.
It was like almost a panic hire. We couldn't get the guys that we want, so let's get a Kentucky guy, somebody that played here.
Yeah.
And last year he did great. He did outstanding with what he had to do. But far as getting those dogs, like the guy in the chat alluded to,
Yeah.
right now we're not getting that. we getting guys that we went and got out of the portal, and nobody really stands out on paper. I am waiting. I'm looking forward to seeing JQ.
Yeah,
It's
me
like I
too.
said, everybody's saying he's the way everybody's saying he's the best. It's like he's the best big man in the country. I'm waiting to see that. But no, it's not like the past. It's this is a different chapter in Kentucky basketball. It's not like what we used to get.
Yeah,
Guys that one and done, go in the NBA, and they're all stars.
yeah.
They're big time players. So
That's
will that make it hard to compete? Yeah. But right now, I'm just speaking of right now. I don't know. I don't have, like I said, I can't look into the future. I'm hoping we get better, and I hope that we are really good come tournament time, the end of the season. But for that, the statement that he made, no, we're not getting what we used to. That's just being honest.
Well, here's my take on that comment from HT. I I think we're better than Division 2 or Division 3 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me just. I mean, I'm not sure. I didn't mean to offend you, work, worker PW Pig. I'm not sure if he. I don't know if they like that question or not. From me putting it up, but I put it up for a reason. Is because we're better than that, and I feel like for whatever reason, whether it's Coach Pope's offense or how um, his scheme or what it is, but I just feel like while we haven't did anything against the big dogs, as he says. I feel like if we could just get these, if we could just get this puzzle, it's like things are clashing right now, and if we could just figure out a way to just get this puzzle fixed, I feel like Kentucky can be really good. I feel like that they can compete. I feel like that they're going to win some games. If they can beat St. John's, blow out Bellarmine like they're supposed to, find a way to go on the road to Alabama and get a win, that could spark something that can still have a very special year. Now, the committee, they're going to look back and say, this is what Kentucky didn't do. But moving forward, as we figure this out as a team even more, I think they can be good. But once again, for me, it's all about like why are you shooting 3 pointers for it, and you earn and every game you shoot an air ball. Like you're 6'8", you're a big dude. Why are you shooting air balls for it? You know, you're 6'10". Well, why are you shooting air balls for it? If you can't make it to the rim, then go to the rim physically. That's the part that bothers me a lot. It's just because of that.
Well, the biggest issue, yeah, we can talk about shooting threes and the air ball, but the
Yeah.
biggest issue, Mike, is on the defensive end.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta be able to get stops. You gotta be able to stop teams, especially if you're not good offensively. You got, and it's like I said, we don't have no true identity. What's our identity? But you can get better offensively, but if you still can't stop teams,
That's true.
that's
But then
that's the, that's the part playing defense.
well, okay. Just so then, let me ask you the question: Who's if the ball game's on the line? What five? JQ's not playing yet, so we can't put
Mhm.
JQ in there yet. With the guys we got right now, the game's on the line. What five guys make you feel warm and fuzzy inside? That says I want these five guys on the floor to play defense because we need to stop in this ball game. I mean, do we
I
really have a true five for that?
I can't tell you that, Mike, because I don't think Mark Pope can tell you that.
So
If
that's
if
so
if
that's the
it if
problem.
it if it was, you wouldn't be asking me this question if we knew. You wouldn't be asking me this.
True.
I can't tell you because he doesn't know yet.
Doesn't that worry you though?
Mike, I've been telling you, I've been confused ever since this whole season. I told you, it ain't never been like this.
Yeah.
Where we don't know our identity, where we don't. It's never been like this. It's never been like this where we haven't beat good teams.
Yeah.
If as far as I can remember, it's never
And not
been where Kentucky hasn't beat good teams. We beat teams that aren't very good, but we haven't beat good teams. If you
yeah.
look at our season, you look at all the wins, teams that aren't very good. You
Oh,
look at the
absolutely.
losses,
That's easy.
teams that are good. So
Yeah.
how you gonna? I'm
Listen.
confused. I'm like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely.
So if I can't tell you, if
Yeah.
Mark Pope can't tell you,
Yeah.
he doesn't know.
That's the part that
That's why I said this is
yes.
a year I never seen a year like this in Kentucky.
And that's the point where us as fans we need to be very concerned about that.
Now, except for was 2021. I take that back, BBN. 2021 was about the same thing. I think we won 9 games that year.
Was that the year we went to the end? We didn't even go. We
No,
didn't
we
even go
didn't
to the
go there.
end.
We won
No,
9
we didn't go
games.
nowhere. No, we sure did.
Now, that year, I was the same way, but not as much. I see hope in this team. That team, I was like, oh no, no, ain't nothing happening. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing happening. At the first, I didn't even have to wait Christmas to see that team wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the way it is. College basketball is hit and miss. You
Yeah.
hit and miss a lot. Kyle, he hit a lot, but it's some years, 3 or 4 years there, maybe 3 years that he missed. Then it
Yeah.
was some years that he missed, but he got the best out of them.
Yeah.
But I have hope in this team. That team that won 9 games, they might have been Division 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this team, I don't know, Mike. You ask anybody, what's our identity? What you ask who's the 5 go on the court where it's time at the end, who you gonna have? I don't know. I
Shoot,
do
man.
not know. Somebody tell me.
I don't have an answer. And as you so eloquently put it, neither does Pope. Pope doesn't even have the answers. So this is, when our head coach doesn't have an answer, then I don't know why the fans shouldn't be worried then. I mean, ain't nobody knocking on our door to tell us that we need to get a job at U that they're gonna offer us a job at UK.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I'm saying. I don't. I only can tell you what I see.
Yeah,
That's all I can do. Because if I tell you a bunch of BS or something that's not going on, I'm being disloyal to the viewers.
yeah. I mean,
I
that's
rather say I don't mind saying I don't know.
yeah.
It's nothing
Oh,
wrong with saying
absolutely.
I tell these young kids all the time. It's nothing wrong with saying I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't make you any less a person saying I don't know.
it sure
There's nothing
doesn't,
wrong with
man.
saying I don't know. I would say I don't know before I tell you a bunch of BS
For
because
real.
I know less than what I do more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's me too. I try to stay in my lane. That's for sure. Uh, Dude, I never told you about me getting approached at the mall here, did I? Sorry to go off topic,
Getting
guys. I
what?
just thought about it. Getting approached at the mall when I was
What
leaving the mall
you get
a couple
personal
of
mall
weeks ago.
for?
So I'm coming out of the mall. I have a tea in my hand. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
guys, to change the subject like this, but I've been wanting to tell them this story. So I got approached, and I was walking. I'm walking out of the mall. Sunny day, very nice outside. Just left the doctor from the mall or whatever, and I'm walking and I'm minding my business, and a car pulls in. They're getting ready to pull into the big parking lot, but I haven't got to my car yet. They pulled in and they rolled down the windows, and it was two white guys. They rolled down the window and they said, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I speak English." The guy looked and said, "Yes, speaks English, finally." So I go up to the car, for real. I go up to the car, right? And I'm talking to him. So one guy had on a full suit, the other guy had on his not his coat, but he had on his other clothes. His coat was in the back seat, hanging over the back seat. So we're talking, and one of the guys was like saying, "Hey, we're on our way out of Saudi. With we're lost. We're trying to find the airport." They said we work for Armani clothing. They said, "Do you know Armani?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Everybody knows Armani.
Yeah.
Absolutely, everybody knows it." So they was like, "Yeah, we just finished our convention. We on our way back to the airport and everything." So I'm like, "Man, that's cool, man. Absolutely." I said, "They said we're ready to leave Saudi." I was like, "I'm gonna be here for a while." They said, "Well, look, man, you seem like a we." So we talked for about 5, maybe 10 more minutes. I mean, we just talked like we've been knowing each other. They said, "Look, man, we got a lot of stuff that we have from the convention. We don't feel like taking it home. We don't want to pay the taxes to go through customs and all that." They said, "Look, do you want some free gear?" They said, "Do you want some free Armani?" And I'm like, free. I'm like, he
Yes,
he pulled out
sir.
his, hey, he pulled out his card, gave me his card. He said, "Hey, this is my email. This is all my stuff." He said, "I got some stuff in the trunk. Do you want some?" And I was like,
Yes,
"All right,
sir.
I think." So then, then my radars kicked in a little bit. So he
Hmm.
got out of the car. We was talking. So he was getting ready to go to the car to be able to get the stuff to give to me. I said, "You know what, big guy?" I said, "Hey, no disrespect to you and your friend." I said, "I just met you guys." I said, "I don't know you guys, and I don't really know what you're really giving me." So my antennas raised up and says, "Locked up abroad." I said, "Not today." I was like, "Who's watching us out here? What kind of transaction? What does this guy get ready to give me with these clothes?" So for this, so I didn't even see the stuff, but today I still wonder, was that legit, and should I have taken them up on the offer and took whatever it is they were trying to give me? Would you have accepted it, or would you have did the same thing?
Man, Mike, man, if my antennas did go up, yeah, I would accept it. But
Yeah,
if I would got that conviction like you,
yeah.
no, I wouldn't have.
Nobody wants to be locked up in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, no, no,
So I'm
no,
like,
no. So
I'm like, yeah.
hey,
I'm
that
like,
conviction right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, something ain't right about this
yeah.
PC.
It's,
Just
hey,
like,
hey, you gotta
and,
go
and
with it.
and
You
I was
gotta
like,
go with it, man.
and I was like, "Man, what's in that car, bro?" I mean, they had on nice suits, cards.
Mm-hmm.
You saw they had that little thing from from the convention, so everything matched up really
Mm-hmm.
good. It was just the fact is, what are they gonna give me some Armani stuff for? I mean, this stuff ain't cheap. They gonna just give me some products. Like, I don't know about that, bro. Locked up abroad is scary. So I
Yeah,
was just like, you know what? Big guy, thank you. Hey man, no disrespect to you, big guy, but I don't know you, and
yeah,
I can't take. I'm saying to myself, man, take the stuff, bro. Just
yeah.
take it. Hey, at least look at it. At least see what they got. But my antennas
Man,
kicked in, and I was like, I don't think that's safe, bro. I don't think I
yeah,
should do
man.
that. So yeah, so I was like, man, good. And I walked off. I was like, ain't nobody going to jail in Saudi today. Not
Yeah.
today. I like we
Hey man,
watching. Yeah,
that conviction, man.
yeah,
Hey, you gotta
yeah.
go with it. A lot of people don't pay attention to that. It's been a lot of times I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Then look what happened.
So
I
these
got put in
guys are
okey doke.
actually, so these guys they're actually Italians. So they was actually
Hmm.
on their way back to Italy. So
Okay.
that's where they was from. So they came to Saudi to actually do saying to do the convention because it's a lot of money here and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So people were, saying, so people were top notch stuff. So
Hmm.
none of that really. So I told him, say, yeah, man, I lived in Italy for 2 years. Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool, cool. So we was talking. He said, "Well, you're a good guy." So I'm like, "No, dude, I'm good. I ain't. I'm
Yeah,
thinking to myself. I look in my closet. I said, I could have some Armani in my closet right now.
you could.
That's not a
Nice,
knockoff. That's the
nice
real
tailor
thing.
made suit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
But you could, and then again, what your conviction, you could be
yeah,
locked up in some brick walls,
yeah,
four corners, brick walls, and and
yeah.
and and
It,
be
it
on the
ain't.
news.
It ain't the system over here ain't good. Oh,
Yeah.
WKR. He wasn't selling it. They were just coming from a convention, and you know how people have like their stock or whatever that they have for their little put on or whatever. So that's kind of the stuff that they had left over that they didn't want to take back home. They could just say, we got rid of everything, but they didn't get rid of everything. And I was just like, man, I could have took that.
They were just happy that you try to help them out, get them to the airport.
Yeah. So but here's the thing though. You've been in Saudi, and you mean tell me that another red flag. You've been in
Mhm.
Saudi this longer period of time. You work for Armani, and you making all this money. Why ain't you got cell phone service? You know what I'm saying? Why ain't you got a working SIM card? So I'm like, okay, you know what? So therefore, if you got a working SIM card, you got a nice car, you got a GPS thing right there on your front of your car. You should have GPS. Something ain't adding up here, big guy. So you know what? Let's just do the right thing here, and you keep your products because I
Yeah,
ain't that
I
guy
think I
that's
think
going
you
to
did the
jail.
right thing,
I think so too. So I had to take care of that. But I want to
like
tell you
Spike
that
Lee.
story. Yeah. I was like, man, just do the right thing right now. Pope is the leader. So the thing that we do all agree on is we need to beat St. John's on Saturday afternoon. And that's the early
Yeah,
game. It's actually for one. Well, because I'm actually going to be in the airport. I'm ready to go. So here's the schedule for next week. It won't be a Thursday night call-in show, and right now most likely not a Monday night show, but the Wednesday night shows and post-game shows will continue to go on. So please jump on the Wednesday night show for recruiting, and with Jimmy and Leah. And the post game show, win or lose, will be Saturday right after the ball game, and also the pregame show as well. This year, team will cause a person to become alcoholic, and I've never drunk a beer. Big Mike,
uh,
stay away from trunks.
oh yeah,
Uh, couldn't
yeah,
we couldn't
definitely stay
connect,
away
man.
from trunks.
Yeah. Hey, Bandit Jones, absolutely. Hopefully, so it won't be a call-in show. Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night's going to be really bad for me to even try to squeeze it in. It is down off in the morning, my time. So that's going to be a. I'm probably not going to do it because I got some things going on and I won't be in Saudi that night. Um, so it's a long shot, but if it changes, I'll post it. Okay, if that changes by any chance. But right now, don't look for a call-in show this week. Um, couldn't connect. Yeah, trust me, the call-in show, it ain't going away. I just unfortunately I just will be out of country and I won't be able to do it or whatever. So but it's gonna go on. But hey guys, thank you guys for jumping on once again. BC, it's always good to be here with you as well too.
Yes, sir.
We finally got through a night where I had to mute my own mic. And you didn't you,
Yes,
you
you
didn't have
did.
to.
You
Yes,
you
you did.
you you literally muted it.
Yeah. Absolutely, literally. But thank you guys once again. If you guys haven't already smashed that like button, please do so. Right now, we're looking at, let me refresh that for a second. Right now, we're looking at 25 likes for the video. If you haven't already, please consider going and doing that. Subscribe to the channel as well. Wednesday night show, don't forget, it'll be here. It'll be a pregame show Saturday with Leah and Jimmy. Please go check it out. Please go support that channel as well too. So BC, until next time, I appreciate you, big guy. Appreciate all you out there, and go Cats.